Hunter, Chapter 389, Curse. The moment of the gunfire. At the time Shikaku committed suicide, I was in the 7th Prince's sleeping chambers. There were 5 people there apart from myself. 7th Prince Lazarus himself, Arate from his private guard, Ridge and Basho from the Hunter Association, and the 2nd Queen's soldier, Amal, for a total of 6 people. Lazarus is smoking, legal, drugs while watching a movie, as usual. Up until the gunshot sounded out, we were more concerned about the rumbling, and so our attention was not focused on Shikaku in the entryway. The 2nd Queen's soldier went to check on his window. When Shikaku shouted out, "Long live First Prince Benjamin," pressed the muzzle of the gun to the temple, and fired. Judging from the fact that the rumbling ended at nearly the same time as the sound of the gunshot, we can determine that there is a clear connection between someone's ability in the 9th Prince Hulkenberg's camp and Shikaku's suicide. So then, looking back at the situation, where we knew he killed himself reluctantly, the idea that he was forced to commit suicide as a condition for some kind of bargain that was struck is very likely. So then, are you saying that in exchange for the proverbial gun that was pointed at my head to be lowered, he chose death himself? We assume that rumbling was caused by an emitter, the kind of destructive power they would be capable of would be presumably something likes of a fireball of 5 in diameter, surpassing the speed of sound. Any non-nen user caught by it would be dead on the spot. Conjal, for the most part, I do agree with your assessment of the enemy's attack ability. I have 3 problems with your theory that he was forced into suicide as a result of a bargain. 3. Would you please tell me what they are? First, assuming that Shikaku had come to the same conclusion, that the rumbling was caused by an emitter preparing his attack. Would you really think that Prince Hulkenberg was truly ready to make an attack? We are here in the VVIP area, at the heart of the Confinement Surveillance Center. Prince Hulkenberg could have discovered this by way of his assassin giving word through the Queen. But if he did know our position, then to attack here, he would have had to blast straight through some of the lower prince's quarters that were in the way, so from 19, 11, 13, all the way through another room and through where they are. Wow. Both forcing someone to commit suicide and letting lower princes get caught in the attack greatly go against the 9th Prince's profile. Even if we assume he had a sudden change of heart and decided to participate in the Succession War, this massive of a change is suddenly is far too unnatural. Indeed. The second, why suicide? If you were going to force Shikaku to do something, wouldn't ordering him to assassinate one of the other princes be more beneficial? You have a point. And the third? Can fellow princes actually kill one another in the first place? Excuse me? Is both my and First Prince Sir Benjamin's opinions that if our Nen beasts could kill one another, or if our Nen beasts could kill other princes, then this whole ordeal could be resolved quite quickly. But if either of those were possible, then there's no way that Sir Benjamin's Nen beast, who has inherited his own personality and traits, would have not acted on it by now. Which means that Nen beasts cannot kill one another, and that a Nen beast cannot directly kill another prince. We can assume that this is a rule built into their own nature. See, furthermore, if all the princes have acknowledged the fact that the absolute law of killing a member of royalty is a capital crime, will apply to them as well. But for a prince, the killing of another prince being extremely taboo is embedded deeply in their minds. So it would only be natural that all the prince's Nen beasts also function with that restraint lodged into their consciousness. We know that before boarding the ship, Ninth Prince Hulkenberg was unable to use Nen, which means that if that rumbling was caused by his Nen beast and was targeting the first prince, it would be breaking its core role. Even if, for example, the prince's abilities were somehow awakened through the aid of his Nen beast, there's no way an Nen beast would enable the use of an ability that could let a prince directly kill another prince. Well, I hadn't really thought it through that far. So then was Shikaku being controlled after all? Even if he were, that still doesn't explain why he specifically committed suicide. Besides, Shikaku himself was a manipulator. He would have been able to take countermeasures against a manipulator opponent. In a battle of manipulators, the first to strike wins. When an assassin activates his ability, he would first target himself. This would defend against any opponent's manipulator attack. I had no idea about that. It's one of the most core concepts for manipulators. There are a lot of people that don't know about it. Leon might not have known about this either. If so, they don't have to give up on the idea of placing him on Ninth Prince Hulkenberg's guard. But then if all that's true, why did Shikaku commit suicide? The key to that may lie with this one other doubt I have. Why? Did he die in front of room 1007? Huh? 9th day, Monday, 10 a.m. Oh. His mission should have been one that required utmost discretion and attention to detail and secrecy. Remember, the conditions at the time with as much detail as you possibly can, and keep an extremely close eye on the actions surrounding room 1007 as of now. With these, we will search for the answer to why. 9th day, Monday, 10 a.m. I got the boat. Okay. 10th day, Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. Okay. The fourth rumbling. The interval between them is growing shorter. Big toe. What's going on? Rumble, rumble, click, click. Okay. Heard something click twice. Is there an emergency? They're fighting. While first Prince Benjamin still has the reading on. Rumble, rumble, rumble. It's not working at all, rumble. Huh? Swish. Rumble, darn it, rumble, goosh. Your Highness, it's no use. Prince Hulkenberg, swish, swish, swish. Invincible, rumble, rumble. Attacks have no swish effect. Gah, gah. Rumble, gah, swish. Shh. It's like, cuts off. He clicks off. Victo's tackle shield is both an offensive and defensive ability. Even if he were unable to completely overpower Prince Hulkenberg, I believe he'd be more than capable of holding his ground while keeping the enemy's movements and actions under check. It seems Prince Hulkenberg is more suited to combat than we expected. On top of that, once he completes preparations for his attack, it's likely to carry enough force that it would be impossible to defend against. So even if we know it's coming, we can't defend against it, avoid it, or even fight back. Crunches like a bottle? Oh wait, plastic bottle. This is far beyond the class of ability that any individual would be able to master in such a short amount of time. We should look at it as a bow formed by his entirety of his private guard. This is exactly as you say. His force and efficiency are beyond anything we imagined, and he has resolve firm and fierce enough to give up a life for each and every shot. Oh, he's looking at his hands. Shikaku has died, but Victo is still alive, and it wasn't through just a simple meter's attack. There's such mystery. Jav Mrs. Oil, which is currently attached to second Prince Camilla, Attach the private guard instead and search there? Like, doesn't sound like a good idea. We know even less about second Prince Camilla's abilities than we do Hockenberg's. Prince Camilla's ability killed mooses instantly. That alone makes it a viable threat. We need to keep him under surveillance. Or her under surveillance. Besides, even if we're able to see the enemy attacking someone, I still have great doubts that we'd be able to determine what exactly their ability is. But clearly, we're in a state of emergency regarding Prince Hockenberg. Do you have some kind of plan? Please leave it to me. Due to the serial killings currently occurring across the lower decks, I've had any non-local troops be shuffled and redeployed as a countermeasure. Furthermore, my private guard has continued to observe strange behavior surrounding Prince Hockenberg's camp, and have sufficient evidence and viable motive to suspect him of premeditated murder. With the personnel chain cut off, split up, and remaining troops, and the one giving them orders, exactly. If the enemy's ability is powerful, then the best strategy is to not allow him to use it. National Naval Regulation Board Special Duties. Postlet, Shikaku Judicial Branch, Criminal Investigation Department, currently assigned. National Naval Regulation Board Special Duties, Section Chief Advisor, Stainer, Shikaku Judicial Branch, Criminal Investigation Department, currently assigned. Ding dong! They come in the door. Okay? They're taken away. Okay? Prince Hockenberg has been restrained and confined. He has been isolated from his private guard and will be forbidden contact with them until the trial is over. But with Victo's current safety and whereabouts unknown, it's extremely likely that he'll end up getting acquitted due to insufficient evidence and released under surveillance, just like what happened with second Prince Camilla. First trial will be where the battle's fought. Yes, this may be our once in a lifetime chance to get him out of the way for good. Got somebody reading a book. The Thatan Kanon. It's time to swap shifts, Giuliano. Okay. You're still reading that? Haven't you finished it already? Like, yep. It's got so many famous song lyrics in it. Once I start reading them, I just can't stop. Okay. A song is really the best way to convey a message. Once it is in your head, it stays there, playing back along with the melody. You mean like hypnotized? Although this does have propaganda-like points. They all make sense, and more importantly, the concept for each chapter, along with its song selection, is so carefully done. It's really interesting. I feel like I kinda underestimated Sixth Prince Tathion. I need to reflect on that. The final chapter, What a Wonderful World, really gutted me. Suddenly I find myself wanting to make Prince Tathion king. But in order to do that, the other princes would have to be but that would be completely contrary to Prince Tathion's ideals. When I consider that, then I realize that these teachings may be the prince's last will and testament. And excessive empathy is dangerous, Julia. I know that. You should read this too, Izu. You think a life has ever been saved by oversensitive love? Don't come at me with your song quotes. As members of the Hunters Association, our mission is to protect the princes until we reach the supposed new continent. As far as you're concerned, that's when the real problem starts, right? When I suppose you could say that. I can imagine what kind of tragedy will play out afterwards. But with our contact over at that point, or with our contract over at that point, can we just say good working with you and leave just like that? I'm not very confident about that myself. Alright, see you later. She's going. Huh? Bracket? Oh, there's runner. Surprise! Oh, happy birthday, Giuliano. Oh, it's a birthday. And she comes with a cake. My birthday still isn't for a long time. I know that. That's why it's a surprise, right? I guess. After all, by this day 2 months from now, we'll already have said our farewells, right? Oh, you're so lucky. You get to eat a cake handmade by the prince. Happy birthday to you. I'm so glad we met. Huh? Ah. What are you crying for, Julie? Come on, smile. It's in order. Yes, Your Highness. And though the amount of sugar and flour might be off by a bit, I'm also ordering you to say it's delicious. Got it? Oh, yes, Your Highness. So they go from room 1006 to room 1007. Long live Prince Benjamin. Bang. Apart from that, nothing else really happened. But why here at room 1007? I haven't the faintest clue. Was there anything out of the ordinary immediately following the gunshot? Not particularly. After all, it wasn't like anyone had gotten shot, and it happened outside the room. It's a waste of time asking. I'm an honest guy, so I'll tell you straight out. We're not telling you nothing. Okay? As I thought, nobody's gonna go out of their way to offer up their information. And there's no guarantee that whatever information they do have is worth offering in the first place. You got the flashback. If there was some meaning behind Shikaku killing himself in front of room 1007, the only thing I can think of is the versionary plan. Getting everyone from inside focused on what's happening outside the room and fulfill the objective within that opening. In that situation, the most likely would be a plan through Second Queen Dazel's officer. Prince Hoggenberg used Queen Dazel's officer in room 1007 to do something during the ensuing commotion and chaos of the suicide. But what was it? They were going to go through this much effort for something such a large scale. It wouldn't be worth it unless their objective was assassinating 7 Prince Lazarus, right? Is he still alive? At that point, not counting Toby, there were 5 of Queen Dazel's family guards in room 1007. Amal, Rise, Gatto, Odessa, Hapieth? Immediately following the gunshot, Amal was in the field of view. Hapieth and Rise were on guard duty in the living room. Odessa and Gatto were asleep in the break room. If someone were going to try something, it would be those 2 in the break room. In the break room, Private Guard Maknae and Schult from the Hunter Association were also sleeping. Okay? Perhaps Odessa and Gatto took advantage of the commotion and did something to one of those 2. Bunch of text, okay, again. I've concluded that all 6 of Queen Dazel's officers in room 1007 were not NEN users, but I can conclude to the same degree that Virikov can. With a certain amount of skill, it would be possible to pose as a non-NEN user and fool me. Would it? If that's so, and if I were to question the 4 people that were asleep, they may find out that I realized that possibility. Keeping a close eye on them while watching over everything else is probably best. If my theory is right, then it's possible Maknae has been manipulated into assassinating Prince Lazarus, which is perfectly fine for us, so we've no reason to interfere. Maknae is assigned to guard Prince Lazarus this afternoon. That would be when he would act, if they're trying to finish this quickly. But it doesn't really look like that's going to happen from my point of view. With the Hunter Sculpt sleeping right nearby, I think it would be hard for anything to be pulled off. But if we're trying to investigate into the actions inside room 1007, wouldn't it be better to pour all our effort into getting rid of Prince Hockenberg? If he places himself in the judicial branch's proceedings and starts acting clear and proper, there's no way he's going to end up with a guilty verdict. Unless it's a matter of national danger. The military doesn't interfere with judicial matters, but with the First Prince's authority and influence, depending on his explanation, it's more than possible to get a court mandate in his favor. Man, democracies are strict. I applaud the Prince and Captain for having so much self-restraint to keep up with the formalities. If it were me, well, I'm the type to pull the trigger now and think of an excuse later. Regardless, someone with that kind of personality wouldn't survive in the succession war anyway. Help me in investigating people's behaviors at the time of the incident. Actually, I've considered the possibility that Queen Dozal's officers plan something. Their shifts are currently being adjusted. Like Acne and Skilt will be placed under surveillance as persons of special interest. Do you have the same idea? The 7th Prince Lutherus was opposed to that opinion. Queen Dalzal's policy in life is in action. Her standpoint is to not give help to any prince, regardless who asks for it. It's not like someone's not going to take action right in the face of danger, though. If they've been pretending that they weren't able to use Nen this whole time, then that means that both of them must be considerably skilled. Be on your guard, right? Or so you'd like me to think. Huh? Oh, is he suspecting them? I think all of you and Prince Benjamin's private guard are behind this. You're all in on it. An ability that Shikaku activated by Take His Own Life. With that kind of resolve, using a Nen that increases in strength after death would have quite the considerable amount of power indeed. If I assume committing suicide in front of room 1007 was done an effort to mislead the investigation, then Prince Hockenberg was framed for the crime. In reality, they're going after 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Prince. The structure of his organization feels no remorse at using his officers' lives as ammo, after all. So it wouldn't be particular, in the least, for there to be many among them with post-mortem Nen. At the 2nd Princes. The most popular kind of post-mortem Nen is the kind that haunts the target after death, causing all manner of harm and ill fortune to befall the haunted. But these entrusted curse type abilities. If one like the guardian Nen beast were invoked, you would be able to see it. Would a prince who already has a Nen beast attached to him be able to be haunted by yet another entity? Either way, for now, my only option is to observe. VIP area, 2nd Prince Camilla's surveillance quarters. Okay, so who is she talking to? Now she's in front of a mirror. Maids are make her bed. I want to hurry up and diary. Okay, I'm on the guard, taking a picture of the prince. On the day I learned exactly why I was born, every day, without fail, I've come to see you, so that we can bond together in hell. I swear I will curse you to death. That Prince Camilla can become king and prosper. 2nd Prince Camilla's private guard, Aswana, in charge of 1st Prince Benjamin. In ancient kingdoms, text, there were many funeral and entombing traditions, which involved people giving up their lives to be buried alongside another. In ancient Kaken, there's a specific tradition in this style known as the afterlife companion. The afterlife companion was reserved for after a prince who was unable to become king had died, to watch over the prince in afterlife and ensure they would not become a vengeful ghost and haunt the king and country. A member of the opposite sex was selected to be buried and entombed with the prince. Though it was supposedly an honor to be the prince's companion, in actuality, it was quite the opposite. In a class system where you were born into a class, and of that class for your entire life, the companion forcefully chosen from the lowest tier of the untouchables. Afterlife companion is now obsolete and unused, but those born as untouchables are still forever locked into that class and will never be able to take a public office, rise to higher level official, or join the military. But Camilla gave all of these untouchables a chance to join her private guard. They received their own private land in a special ward, and granted the same status and rights as fellow soldiers, along with the overwhelming support of that these once discriminated people held for Camilla amongst her private guard. There naturally began calls for the afterlife companion system to be reinstated. This fused with Nen powers and transformed into an incredible potent assassination curse. Wait, what? Third Prince Zhengli. Second Prince's private guard bracket in charge of Zhengli's curse. Fourth Prince Sunajich. Second Prince private guard Hignori, in charge of Sunanich's. Fifth Prince Tubipepa. Tubipa. Second Prince's private guard as a demi-hunter guarding around the residential areas. Jidal in charge of Tupepa's curse. So there's a person for each lower person. Sixth Prince Tython. Second Prince's private guard Burbina, in charge of Tython's curse. Seventh Prince Lazarus. Second Prince's private guard Demi-hunter Risa Miseta? Yeah. Risa Miseta, in charge of Lazarus' curse. And Prince Hulkenberg. Second Prince's private guard Kako, in charge of Hulkenberg's curse. And Prince Kacho. Second Prince's private guard Demi-hunter Ozubi, in charge of Kacho's curse. 11th Prince Fugetsu. Second Prince's private guard Demi-hunter. Mishushi, in charge of Fugetsu's curse. 13th Prince Mariam. 7th Prince private guard Tula, in charge of Miriam's curse. Here review something related to your target, their name, photograph, clothing, or part of their body, and curse your target. Stay as close as you can to your target for as long of a period as you possibly can. During this time, the greater you desire it, the stronger the curse will grow. When the evoker dies, the ability will be activated. Ideally, you should kill yourself in front of your target's eyes. Oh, is that what he was doing? It's obvious that Shikaku was not an untouchable Kaken. Oh, okay. But it's possible that he was an entrusted curse type user like us. Prince Hulkenberg's private army was made up of people from many countries with mostly unknown birthplaces. It would not be all that surprising if there were a few among them with circumstances similar to our own. If a curse ever came from Prince Camilla, or for Prince Camilla, then Prince's private guard, Captain Therahel, in charge of 14 Princes Wobble's curse. Oh no. I would happily give my life in order to remove it from her. Then Prince Private Guard, Umama, Nen Exorcist. That's right. Okay? He was angry. So then we really don't have to become afterlife companions? I mean, we're totally ready and willing to. It's just, Thing Prince's Private Guard, Nukuankun, formerly in charge of a Prince Celcel's curse. Second Prince's Private Guard, Kabich, formerly in charge of 12 Prince Momozi's curse. So like off. Okay. We'll use our lives not for the sake of a dead prince, but for the future of Prince Camilla. We, who weren't even considered people, were given purpose and will by Camilla. Those who are no longer in charge of a curse, go snoop around the enemy's people and figure out if they have a Nen Exorcist or not. Oh. We who have eaten the food of the dead have gained the special Nen ability of Cockins Untouchables, carrying a small blade together with something connected to your target, and pray for them to be cursed every day without fail. Then burn the object carried, boiled ashes, and drink them. Afterwards, kill yourself with the blade, and the curse will be invoked. Those haunted by the cursed Nen, will have their aura stolen, and the most powerful curses will force the target into a state of Zetsu, and then bring death within a few hours. Whatever you do, sure that you do not cause any more trouble for Lady Camilla. Yes, ma'am. With still so much unknown about the Prince's Guardian Beast, abilities to send a curse after the upper rank princes, will be risking it all on a gamble with a very high chance of failure. But if it goes well, then we could kill the princes with a curse. Even if it gets exorcised, we'll have been able to lure the Hunters Association's Nen Exorcists out into open. Oh no. Should we go for the 10th or 11th prince? Or maybe the 13th? My prince, the 14th, hasn't spent long enough building up the curse yet. Call Fugataki, the head servant. Here I am. Here they come. Darn, that was fast. I want to send out a curse to one of the princes today. I want to leave the cursed target alive for a few days to confirm whether or not the Hunter Association has a Nen Exorcist. Out of Mozubi, Mishushi, or Tala, who do you think is the most qualified? If you were going to send the curse from this room, then all three of them would take about 3 months to kill with their curses. If you were to send it from room 1002, the Zubi would take 10 days. The other two would take about 2 weeks. Captain, the 10th and 11th princes have both been detained in the judicial department for attempted escape. Oh, princes, yeah. And according to some of our sources, there are even rumors that someone has died. What? They died. Then the door would be sealed, wouldn't it? If they're in the judicial department, it would take over half a year. Oh no, we get so of them. So then we're left with Tala in charge of the 13th prince, taking 2 days. Please wait. My estimates are made assuming that the prince is defenseless. Huh? But your target is being protected by a great guardian beast who has protected the glory of the royal family through generations and generations. If you try to selfishly send a curse at them from your own territory, as if as if they were some careless, helpless commoner. It would sniff out such an insolent attack with a single glance. We untouchables have no such mental or determination in order to compete against such a powerful guardian beast's desire to protect the royalty. If you want to successfully fulfill the killing curse, you'll need the resolve to get close enough to touch the prince's skin directly, and to kill yourself while the target stares fixedly at you. I think you can just say so to begin with. You're really a jerk when you want to be, Granny. Like, squeezing out wisdom is a strength on par with experience. I apologize for the roundabout discussion earlier, but I've got to teach you right. It's the job of the young to skin their knees, and the job of the old to bring the medicine before their eyes, huh? Indeed. Actually carrying this out is going to involve considerable difficulty and a lot of resolve. Thinking, alright then, I'll do it. Uh-oh. If I curse the 14th prince from right beside him, even for the short time period spent incubating it, it should still unleash a powerful curse. I know that Prince Camilla hates asking for anything or taking handouts, and wanting nothing to do with the classes. But if it will lead to our objective of killing a prince with a curse, I'm sure she'll give me permission. The hunter in room 1014 is teaching Nen with the goal of causing a stalemate. If that's true, then there should be a second round of classes too. Oh no. When that happens, I'll be going. She's going after Wobble. Being in close means the enemy's fangs can also reach you. Being too openly hostile is extremely dangerous, and could wind up getting you killed. You're telling me to still myself, right? Loofs and hate? Love and hate. Yeah, love and hate. I'll use my love to silence the sound of my hate. That is my specialty. If you slip and fall while going down this hill, you won't be getting off with just scratches. Like, you just never run out of your little reminders. You, Granny. But they're all guarding me to the right, but they're all guiding me to the right path. It's long. Don't worry, I'm awake now, indeed. I may have been playing the joking clown of a soldier for a while there, but I am an untouchable. Even if I fail, I have nothing to lose. Okay, so going to room 1003. And thus, as of today, everyone who took the course has had their Nan abilities awakened. He was able to carry them to taking their first steps in activating their Nan abilities by the final day. I've inquired it yourself. How do you feel? Physically, I feel myself rapidly growing stronger. And the way I see the world has quite literally changed. So then, can you see my guardian beast right now? Yes. It's far more divine and grander than I ever imagined. Oh, well done. Here, take this for your reward. What's this? It's a coin created by my spirit beast. You will be the first person to receive the number 1 coin. Thank you. I'm so thrilled. I've got the real number 1. The number has increased to 10? A still yet unknown ability. So, this dude's coin just keeps going up. There's like, I wonder if like, you get a 1 and then it goes to 5 and then 10, or if it just like goes up 10. Or like, it holds a power? I don't know. It's confusing. Like spits out coins. Do you have to give it someone and then it like detonates? I don't know. I don't know. Not sure what would happen in the next chapter. Like no real way to like pinpoint. Well, what are your thoughts? What do you think's gonna happen? So Prince Camilla has like cursed people, like they make you look in their eyes and like kill themselves, and they get cursed and they die within, I don't know, a few days. There's a lot to take in. Yeah, what are your thoughts? If you're new, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of the day. Bye.